when he's on the outside, he said, just to let you know, it's a girl in Miami that does this shit for $500. She buy her bag, she getting her money.
This woman says she has been waxing for over 10 years. But the thing is, she's no longer waxing men. Again, you guys, she did a story time, part 1 to part 4. So let's listen to what she has to say. Why is she no longer waxing men? Is it that she had a terrible experience? Let's watch the videos together, then I'll share my thoughts at the end of the video.
So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Alicia. I am a licensed esthetician based out in Houston, Texas. I provide wax services for male and female clients, okay? I always have. I still do service males, just not Manzillion waxes anymore. So I posted earlier yesterday. Did you guys want to know the story of why I stopped waxing males? So this is why I stopped waxing males. A couple months ago, I had a gentleman reach out to me on my IG account about receiving a wax service. He was asking, just inquiring. He sent me a message. I was like, hey, I found you on TikTok and I wanted to know, do you do this? And I was like, what? And he was still typing. He was saying he wanted to know if I provided like a facial service for down there. And yes, I do, because I do. So he asked me what all does it consist of, and I told him. So we'll wax you, we'll cleanse your skin, I'll prep your skin for extractions, we'll extract. After we're finished extracting, we do a mask, all that good stuff, everything that this service comes with, right? And then I said, and at the end, what we do is hydrate your skin, like your mound area and like your bikini line, where we extract from, where we, take those ingrowns out. We'll hydrate your skin. So we kept texting because it looked like he was kind of lost, like, okay, so you do this. Okay, so I will get extractions. I will get a wax. I will get this. He kept saying that. So again, we're still messaging. I wanted him to be sure what he wanted. I said, what is it that you're looking for? And he said to me, that my lady friend said that I'm kind of rough down there and I should get this treatment. And I said, yeah, it does help with discoloration. It helps with bumps and breakouts, all that good stuff that, when we're shaving, what the razor does to our skin. So I told him that, and he was like, yes, that's what I need. I said, okay, perfect. This is what you need to book. He booked it. I saw it come in because I'm looking at my phone. I saw it book. He booked it. I saw it come in, and he was like, I just booked it. And then he was like, one last question. And I was like, yeah, sure. And he said, will you use gloves? And I said, yes, anything less of that would be unprofessional and unsanitary. So yes, I will be using gloves. And I deep breath in, and I was like, I made it very clear in our messages what my services consisted of, what I was going to do. Made that very clear. I didn't say anything about any type of happies. I didn't say anything about there'll be somebody else in the room. I didn't say anything. If you've ever looked at my content, nothing on my content gives anything sexual, perv, anything like that, right? My content is normally funny. It's relatable. I service, kids sometimes. There's just certain things that I would never, ever do inside of my place of business. So he comes in for this service, y'all. The next morning he comes in. When he comes in, again, I am the only one at the shop at the time. I have a full service salon where people rent out booths for me, rent out suites for me. So normally there's people in the suites, right? Before I brought him into my wax room, I act like I was speaking to somebody in the back of the shop. I was like, hey girl, but again, I'm the only person at the shop by myself. But I just said, hey girl, so that he know like, okay, somebody else is here. If I wanted to try something, I can't try anything, right? No. Let me backtrack. Before I went into the wax room, I'm a small, petite woman. If you've ever seen me in person, I am 4'7". There are kids that are taller than me. I am 4'7". I am very petite. I always carry my pum pum because I'm a small woman, right? Just because I'm small, no one is at this shop with me. I want to be on the safe side just in case anything is gonna go left. I take that into my wax room with me. I have my wax apron on and I put it inside my wax apron. Yeah, I'm doing this next video in my wax room because I want to show y'all how we were set up. So we came into the wax room. I was on this side of the bed. He was on the bed. When we came into the wax room and I laid my first wax strip and I pulled, he said, I don't want that. That's not what I want. I don't want that. I said, okay, what is it that you want? Because we've kind of been over this several times. I want to make sure, you know, you get what you want. What did you want? And he said, I just want the facial part of the service. I don't want nothing else. That's all I want. I said, okay, cool. We can go straight into that. I said the service is going to be a little bit shorter because you're not getting the wax. We go straight into the facial part of the service, right? When we get to that service, when we get to that part, of course, blood starts flowing. I'm not clowning him or trying to embarrass any gentleman for their body naturally reacting. That's normal. That's fine. That's okay. I've been doing this for 10 plus years. I'm a professional. I know how to handle situations like that, okay? Yeah, when we're doing this service, I'm doing my regular thing, having a conversation, talking, you know, making conversation. When I get halfway finished, he kind of look at me like that. And I was like, are you okay? And then he was like, yeah, I'm good. I said, okay, cool. When I get to the end of the service and I saturate my cotton ball with my oil and I rub it on his skin, he said, that's it? That's all you gonna do? And I said, what else am I supposed to do? What else are you looking for? I said, the service is over. I've done everything that this service, you know, includes. I said, it's over. And he was like, I'm just saying, you don't think that I need a little bit more hydration? And I said, what needs to be hydrated? I said, where we extracted from, you didn't get a wax. Where we extracted from, I hydrated your skin. He was like, you can give me a little bit more hydration. I mean, you don't even have to use your oil. You can use spit if you want to. No matter if you are packing, it's still scary. My thing was, I need to get myself out this room with this man because I don't know him. For him to come in here and try some stuff like this, it's gonna go left. Before we got to this point, I had mentioned something about my husband. I had mentioned something about me being a mother. And for him to still do that, I knew that I was in danger. I knew that I was in danger. When he said the spit part, I don't even like saying it. When he said that part, I just took my gloves off, threw them in the trash, and I got that thing. And I was like, get the out, get the out. I kept telling him to get the out. When I was able to, he moved to the side. I was able to get out of my door and get to the lobby. Y'all, when I make it out the room, I'm in the lobby. I stand behind my desk so that he can go out. He's still in there getting dressed. He's putting on his briefs. I see him putting on his briefs and pulling, like trying to put his pants on. But you too busy about what you just caused. You can't even think straight. When I said, get the out, get the out. He said, you act like you ain't never had no woman come in here and ask you, can you do a little extra for me? He did his fingers like this. He rubbed them up and down like that. He said, I said, get the out. Women don't do weird shit like that. Get the out. He come out. Now, when this man was coming out the room, he said, you ain't even do what you said you was going to do. You said you was going to hydrate my shaft. I never said anything like that. I said hydrate his skin. When he's walking towards the front door, I'm behind him. I'm drawn out, right? When I'm walking him down, I get him out the door. He turns and put his foot in the door and stopped the door. He said, just to let you know, it's a girl in Miami. Now, both of my hands are occupied, right? Because I'm holding it. My foot is behind the door to stop him from coming back in. When he's on the outside, he said, just to let you know, it's a girl in Miami that does this shit for $500. She buy her bag, she getting her money. No shade, no tea to anybody that's doing whatever they do. But because women offer services like that, gentlemen like that comes into establishments like mine and think that they can get that type of service. It's dangerous. It's dangerous for people who are trying to make an honest living, doing something that they love to do, doing something that helps people. Hey y'all, and happy Monday. I wanted to thank everyone so much for all the kind words. I do want to leave waxers, women, with this. Sometimes we have this like little voice that's like, no, 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 don't do it. Listen to it. I should have did that, and I would have saved myself a ton of trouble. If you are a waxer and you're thinking about waxing men, it's not worth it. No, all men are not the same, but you are gonna have that one guy, that one man that thinks that he can try you. Like, it's just going to happen. Me posting this video, I saw in the comments that this happens so often that it's unreal. We live in a weird world, and it's so hard to get it to go back to normal. It's never gonna go back to normal. So this is our new normal, and we have to accept that and be like, okay, boom, check that off the list. I'm done with this. And that's what I did. I'm done with waxing that type of part of the body on a man. I'm done with that. I'm not going back to that. Also, I wanted to say this. If you are a man and you've ever reached out to someone for a wax, my baby's in the back, reached out to someone for a wax and she said no, it's probably because she's had a traumatic experience like this. It is so traumatizing, and don't take it personal, but weird stuff happens, and it's like, oh, I'm saving myself the trouble. Also, I wanted to say this. The guy did call me when he left. He called to apologize, and his words were like, I'm sorry, queen. I should have never did you like that. You're a wife. You're a mom. I'm sorry. After you do something like that, the damage is already done. Sorry does not help. Save yourself some trouble, ladies and men. Not all. Think before you do certain things. Think before you do certain things. You understand? It takes zero energy to be kind and nice and respectful. It takes more energy to be mean and nasty. Like I said, it takes more energy to be mean and nasty to someone. In my shop, I practice being nice and compassionate and kind every single day. Every single day. Let's try being nice. Let's try being respectful. Let's try being compassionate. People get on the internet, they don't even know people, and they just say nasty things under their posts. Do nasty things. It doesn't get you anywhere. The internet is so powerful. Watch what you say and do. You can be exposed quickly. So let's be nice to each other. Peace and blessings to all.
These men are disgusting. Very, very disgusting. Maybe if they want to do that kind of service, a man should do it for them. Or what do you think? The ones that do massage as well, I feel like they face things like this as well, because some places, yeah, they kind of give them happy ending with extra prices, extra charge. Why some places they don't? There's no problem getting happy ending if that's what you want. But make sure it's in their policy. Make sure you guys have that conversation. Just like you said, there's a girl in Miami that does this for 500. Yeah. Probably it's in their service. You ask what are the things that you do. And you guys went back and forth on the things that you want, or the things that the service that she offer. There was nothing like she hydrating something that was not waxed. So why do you expect her to, get into and the audacity, the entitlement? Oh, is that all? So definitely if you know that you want to be hydrated, why can't you go meet people that and get pay them? They will do it. Or go to the Miami. You already know a place. So why are you trying to? I just feel like if you're doing something like, probably you've not had this experience and you're a professional waxer and you do men and women and all of that, I just feel like have somebody in the room, someone else in the room as a chaperone or something. Don't trust these people. Ugh. You guys, what is your take on this video? Can you share your thoughts about this video down in the comment section? Respectfully, as always, check out Mara David, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye.